Can you see me okay? Oh, yes, guys, I'm in the garden. This is my greenhouse. So my carrots and other stuff, and these are, like every good Irishman, a good crop of potatoes. Oh yeah, so guys, an essential firewood tool, I have to say. Absolutely essential if you are processing and harvesting your own firewood, guys. It has to be a chainsaw, right? Super important. Hope my battery doesn't run out. Okay, so what I have, guys, is I have my chainsaw, and I got all my gear laid out here, guys. So you know, for me, I can't just have a chainsaw. It needs to be a chainsaw and the stuff that goes along with it, guys. And this is specific to me. It's not really a. I know a lot of guys would have different opinions on stuff like this. So especially when it comes to safety equipment, there's a lot of different ideas out there. Right. So let's start. First off, this is my Husqvarna 435 Mark II. Okay, so this was what I would class as my first real chainsaw. Okay, I had a little I had one of those new McCullough saws before this, and it was a toy compared to this. Okay, so this is a 41cc chainsaw. Okay, and this is a great chainsaw, an absolutely great chainsaw. It's very light. It's got a good power to weight ratio, guys. Never ever had an issue with it. Okay, now this is not a pro saw by any means. It's a definite homeowner saw. Okay, but it's like maybe a mid-range homeowner saw. Okay, so if somebody is starting out in their chainsaw journey, I will say, and they ask me for recommendations, I always recommend this one, guys. It's a great saw. It's a great saw, and it's not that expensive. I think maybe it was like around £200 or something I paid for that. Okay, so what I got after the 435 was I ended up getting a 455 Rancher. Okay, now the 455 Rancher was an excellent saw as well. I did have some issues with it at the start, but that was due to neglect or due to the previous owner. Okay, but once I got them sorted, that saw never ever skipped a beat. Okay, good saw. But as I progressed more and more into getting firewood and getting trees and stuff like that and doing these things myself, what I did find was it was underpowered for me. So I ended up getting the Frankensaw. Yay, the Frankensaw. Okay, what is the Frankensaw? Well, guys, it's a 365 x-torq. Okay, it's not a pro saw either. It is a high-end homeowner saw. Okay, now the reason why it's called a Frankensaw is because I opened it up and ported the transfer ports. Okay, I opened up the transfer ports on the inside to give it the same torque as a 372. Okay, so it's a 71 or 72 cc saw, and it is a beast of a saw, guys. Absolute beast of a saw. Now I only run a 20-inch bar on it, guys, but the recommendations sort of go from 16 inches to 28 inches. You know, I've seen that, and then I've heard people say they'd only run 20 inches on it and 24 inches. The reason why I want to run a 20-inch bar on it is because that's all I can afford. I can't afford to buy a bigger bar. Okay, so when I got that when I bought the saw. Well, I bought it separately. Okay, so an amazing saw, guys. You have seen me run the life out of that saw, and it never skips a beat. So if I am running a chainsaw, guys, safety is super important. Okay, so start at the top, guys. Good helmet. Okay, this is a Husqvarna helmet. There's lots of different companies make lots of different helmets, guys. It's not really important what brand you go with. Okay, so I have a face protector, and I have hearing protectors as well. Okay, so the way I work it, right, is if I am going to cut wood and use a chainsaw, if I do not have if I forget my safety gear. I won't do it. I just won't do it. No, I won't take the risk. Okay, so working down, guys. I don't wear anything on my top. I don't wear a chainsaw jacket or anything. I know you see me wearing the Carhartt jacket a lot, but there's no chainsaw protection in that whatsoever. Okay, so moving down, I have a pair of chainsaw trousers, guys. They're not chaps, they're trousers. Okay, and what that means is that they, you know, I can wear these instead of my normal trousers. You know, so they have chainsaw protection running down the front of them, and these are still chainsaw trousers, guys, for no other reason is that except that they were cheap. Okay, so I bought them online, and I think on Marketplace, Facebook Marketplace, and I think they're about 40 quid. So I will not use a saw without wearing these. It's as simple as that, guys. And I know there's a lot of people out there that don't wear them and stuff, but listen, it's personal preference. I don't really mind. Okay, so if I am in a situation and somebody is there along with me and they'll say, let me use your saw, and they're wearing a pair of jeans, you know, and they've no chainsaw trousers or something, I'd be like, no, you're not using it, you know. So but these are class 1 trousers, guys, and this is the thing. The classes on the trousers are rated to do with the speed of your chain. So class 1 trousers are actually not recommended for any of my chainsaws. My chainsaws are it's all class 2, maybe even into class 3. Okay, now does that make any difference if I put a 72cc chainsaw into my leg? Class 1, 2 or 3. Okay, I'd rather have something than nothing. Okay, boots, guys. These are Mendel Woodwalker Pro chainsaw protection boots, steel toe cap, puncture resistant sole, all that stuff, guys. So I wear those as well. Now there's a lot of crack here in Ireland and England and the UK and stuff, whereas you won't be allowed to work without that stuff. Do you know what I mean? And that is personal protective equipment and my chainsaws. Okay, so I'm going to pause you guys there because my battery's going to run down. I'm going to quickly switch out the battery and show you the other stuff. The shovel's not part of it. So guys, if you have a saw, you need to keep it sharp. Okay, so in order to keep it sharp, you need files. Okay, so I just happen to have these Oregon ones sitting here in my basket, in my basket there where I keep all my fuel cans and stuff. But I use the Dremel, guys, 100% use the Dremel all the time, and it really is super handy. So listen, I'll put a link up there so you can have a look at that from video. Okay, so guys, I got one of these combi cans a little while ago, maybe like 4 years ago, and it is the business. So for me, before I had the truck, before I had the pickup, I was throwing stuff into a wheelbarrow and taking it to places, you know. So this made life so much easier for me. So it's mix, and it's bar oil in there. Okay, and there's a couple of different pouches here. That's for spare chains and stuff, not that I ever use it. And this is, so you have a flat file, you have your round file, and you have your scrunch there, or your combi tool, whatever you want to call it, in there. Okay, so I always take with me some extra 2-stroke oil. It's not actually the Husqvarna stuff, I just like this little system here. Bar oil and an extra fuel can, guys, and that's the thing, you know. So there's all these accompaniments that go with the chainsaw. It's not just the chainsaw, but for me and for gathering firewood, guys, the chainsaw is my most essential tool, hands down, guys, hands down. Now, you know what I recommend people go out and buy like a 395 and stuff like that straight off the bat, or buy like a 50cc, you know, 50cc. I would say, yeah, guys, 50cc and upwards will cover you, but it depends on what you're comfortable with handling. Okay, that's the big thing. Okay, Now, I remember getting the Rancher and being like, oh my god, it's so powerful and stuff, you know, but you just get used to it and you learn. And you know, you know, I did a lot of jobs and stuff earlier on, you know, helping people out and cutting logs and stuff like that. So you know, you fairly get used to the chainsaw, you know. But you always got to remember that that thing does not care what sort of a day you're having. It will just literally rip your face off. Okay. So for me, Husky all the way, guys. Husky all the way. I like the Husqvarnas. I surely do. So yeah, get a chainsaw. If you want to get your own firewood, get a chainsaw. Get a good chainsaw. Get something that's going to last you. Can't go wrong with an orange chainsaw. Thanks for watching, guys. Now, people hand file, guys. I'm not anyway. Sorry, I just have to put this in there, you know, because people are going to ask me. I'm not an expert on hand filing at all. It's I find it slow compared to the Dremel, guys, where it's like, you know, £5 for like 5 discs or 5 little grinding stones, you know, and it takes. I'll do that 20-inch. The Frankensaw, I will do that bar. I'll do that chain in like 4 or 5 minutes, you know. But if you want to learn about hand filing and how to do it and stuff like that, guys, look at Buck and Billy Ray's channel. He, you know, he is the master of hand filing as far as I'm concerned. I have tried it, yes, of course I have. But you know, I do tend to just take a spare chain with me. You know, I have plenty of chains, you know, so bring a couple of spare chains. If I put it in the dirt, change it out. You know, if I'm doing my own firewood and stuff and it goes into the dirt, I'm sort of like, well, you know, just go do something else. Anyway, guys, Woolly's Firewood Essential, good chainsaw, super important. Stay frosty.